CAU.
If you're trying to grow your business, add diversity.
What you do?
Hit up client attraction university. When it comes to getting clients, you face adversity. You need to hit up client attraction university. Client attraction, client attraction, client attraction, client attraction, university. Client attraction, university.
Client Attraction University, $250 million in revenue for coaches, consultants, and service providers all across the globe. And that number is growing as you listen to this. Want more clients, profit, freedom, and impact? Go to paidadplaybook.com.
If you're trying to grow your business, add diversity.
What you do?
Hit up Client Attraction University. When it comes to getting clients, you face adversity. You need to hit up Client Attraction University.
Paidadplaybook.com. That's PAID ad playbook.com. Let's get to it, y'all. I'm going to keep this short and straight to the point. All right. So basically, again, I'm going to share with you in this training how to eliminate price resistance, confidently charge what you're worth, and actually get it. And this works for you if you're brand new and nobody knows who you are. All right. So who am I? I just told you how I was. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that. We help our clients generate billions of revenue. A lot of their favorites that work with us, individuals who are just who are early in phases and they're looking to get to six figures or add an extra six figures to their monthly revenue or their annual revenue, or seven figures to their monthly revenue or annual revenue, with the go-tos when it comes to that, when they want to get it done right the first time. All right. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I mean, I could literally go a couple of hours showing testimonials, right? However, I won't get into that. So if you would like to see more proof of what I just told you all about the success stories that we've created, you can simply go to thewallofproof.com. So thewallofproof.com. A lot of people say they're this and they're that and all this different type of stuff. But I think, as they say, proof is in the pudding. So you can go there and check all that out. Now, applying what I'm about to share with you is not rocket science. Okay, here's some proof that it's not rocket science, right? These are my mug shots. So this is some proof that this stuff isn't rocket science. So I went from this to doing club promotions, here in Atlanta, doing artist management and so forth, to speaking on stages all across the globe, becoming an in-demand speaker, hosting my own live events, starting our company. We helped our clients over $1 billion in revenue, best-selling author, traveling all over the world, my family, living life on my own terms, pouring into our community, being featured on all different types of cool magazines, on Inc. 5000's fastest growing companies list. That's the email they sent us. And also being able to fund my wife's nursing degree, so she can actually go become a registered nurse like she always wanted to do. So how was that all possible? Well, partially what I'm about to share with you all during this training. Again, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about myself because y'all didn't come here to learn to hear about me and me talking about myself and all different types of stuff. Y'all came to get the sauce, and that's what we're here to do. So let's get to it. So now, like I said, how I figured this all out is figuring out what I'm about to teach y'all over the next few minutes. Okay. Number one. So when it comes to eliminating price resistance, charging what you're worth, and actually getting it, is a couple principles to understand. The first principle to understand is not even on the slide. The first principle to understand is whatever you charge is too low. Whatever you charge is too low. What are you talking about, Marquel? Well, it's impossible to charge what you're worth, right? How can it be impossible to charge too much, right? Or how you can never charge your worth. What do you mean by that? Well, a couple things. Number one, that genius, that expertise, that knowledge, that gift, that anointing that you have in you is literally a deposit from God into you, right? Like, what is that worth? You can't put a price on that. That's number one. Number two, look how much it's taking you to develop that thing that's in you, right? Like, what is that worth? What are you helping people solve, right? Number two, you created in the image of God. Like, what is that worth? You can't put a price on it. Number three, if you're a melanated individual, and we're all melanated, I think some of us just have more melanin than others. If you ever looked up the price of melanin, it will blow you away. If you want to put a monetary value on how valuable you are, looking up the price of melanin and then equating that to how much melanin you're made up of, that'll help you logically, if need be, put a monetary value to your level of value. So you can't put a price on it. Okay. So let me know. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Now that's not part of this, but that was just dropped in my spirit. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay. So that's number one. The second thing, well, this is actually the official number one, but the one I just gave you was the number one. All right. So other thing, understand that people don't buy based on price. They actually buy based on speed. They buy based on price. They don't buy based on price. They buy based on speed. Now I'm not talking about the speed of the thing. In some scenarios, that is. However, I'm talking about the speed of how long it takes for you to help them go from where they are to where they like to go. Right. So, for example, the Rolls Royce Cullinan is $351,000. Right. A bottle of rosé is $30 at the liquor store. Right. Why would someone pay $300 to $450 for a bottle of rosé inside the club when you can actually get a bottle of it for $30 at the liquor store? Why? Because of speed. So typically, let's use the club, for example. They typically want to create some type of persona that they can actually manufacture just by leveraging visual persuasion, right? So visual persuasion is like when you see a lot of people online and they're like showing off their cars and they're showing off their homes and they're showing off their watches and their money and all this different type of stuff. Not saying that that's wrong. That's one way to do it. So now there's also an audience who isn't moved by visual persuasion, right? Now there's some people going to jump in the boat regardless, just based on the visual persuasion. So a lot of times people who are in the club scene is heavily built on visual persuasion. So people are getting dressed like, hey, I'm going to go in there and kill them. So they're looking at it, they're going to go in there and buy overpriced bottles. They're going to buy sections to show that they make more money than others in that particular environment. When it comes to the cars, now some people, they'll buy it because, okay, they like luxury stuff. Some people are going to buy it because, again, they can manufacture a specific persona based on what they look at. So, for example, let's use the internet world, for example, the coaching internet expert space. If somebody pulls up or somebody posts on their Instagram a Rolls Royce Cullinan, what do people automatically think? Some people automatically think, okay, they must be doing well, or they must have it figured out, or they may know something I know. Even if they just rented it for this video shoot, they're going to automatically be like, okay, they're more successful than I am, or they've reached this because they have this particular car. And you can literally you can lease a Rolls Royce for about $5,000 a month, right? But again, it's the persuasion. Most people ain't thinking logically into all that. So you can heavily leverage it. So depending on the person, depending on what they're looking to accomplish, would be dependent on what they're willing to pay for the specific outcome. So that's number one. So your ideal clients, they have a current reality and they have a preferred reality. And in between that, they have this thing called the transformation gap. So when it comes to your pricing, you want to be thinking. So like, for example, so you got a certain specific part of the market who buy based on price, right? You got other specific part of the market who buy on speed. They're not looking to save money. They're looking to save time. They're looking to make their life easier. So ask yourself, when it comes to your marketing and your sales process, are you speaking to people who are looking to save money, right? Or are you looking to speak to people, appeal to people who are looking to save time and make their life easier? So when it comes to your marketing right now, not what it should be, not with this new insight, but up until now, who has your marketing and your sales messages been speaking to? Has it been speaking to those people who are looking to save money? Or has it been speaking to those people who are looking to save time and then make their life easier? Right? So you got some, for example, even on the lower level, you got some people who will order a basketball goal from Amazon and then they'll put it all together for themselves, take a couple hours to put it together themselves. You got some people who are going to order, like myself, you're going to order a basketball goal from Amazon and then, take the upsell to get somebody to actually come out and put it together. Right? So those are some things to consider. Okay. And these individuals will pay you based on how fast you can help them close that gap. Number two, you want to understand that people, in the presence of value, price is never an issue. In the presence of value, price is never an issue. So a lot of times people try to lower their price. Don't lower your price, increase the value. Now, increasing the value could be as simple as increasing the amount of value that you see in yourself. So sometimes when I say increase the value, some people hear that as add more stuff, but that's not what that means. It doesn't mean add more stuff. It simply means increasing the value is showing people how you can actually help them hit their outcome. Because that's the value in what you provide, the transformation, not how much you add. So for example, if I ask most people, how can they add more value to the coaching program? You know what most people are going to immediately default to? adding more time, adding more one-on-one coaching sessions, adding more modules, making their program longer. They're going to automatically default to all of that, not thinking, okay, how can I increase the value? And increasing the value could be changing how you communicate the transformation of what you provide. Okay. Okay. Again, value. I jumped ahead again, but value is represented by what? Of course, the transformation. Number 3, understand there's zero competition being the second lowest price person in the market, but there's massive competitive advantage being the most expensive. When you're the most expensive, people aspire to work with you, right? And they put you on their vision board. They come to you like, hey, I'm ready now. I knew it wasn't going to be cheap. You've been on my vision board to work with. Like, how many of you have had that experience? Somebody come to you is like, you've been on my vision board to work with. Now I'm actually ready to get started. Okay. Clients are willing to pay specialists more, so position yourself as a specialist. And stop trying to be a jack of all trades and all this different type of stuff. What do you now? Can you be great at different things? Yeah, you can be great at different things because you probably already are. But in terms of the marketplace, what do you specialize in terms of the transformation you provide? Again, people are going to be more open to pay specialists. So somebody just does brain surgery. Boom. If somebody just does BBLs, for example, a lot of people are Dr. Miami, for example, they're going to pay a lot more because they specialize in a specific thing. Other people have talked about it. They specialize in dentists who specialize specifically in doing veneers. They typically charge more than those dentists who provide all these different type of services, right? So if you think about an ad agency, right, they can charge one thing. They're like, well, we do all different types of stuff. Okay. But if you think about a premier YouTube ads agency, most likely, if they know what they're doing, they charge way more than a general ad agency typically. Okay. Because most ad agencies do everything. They're just mediocre at a lot of different stuff. But if you think about a YouTube ads agency, for example, they specialize in this specific thing. Okay. I just talked about a general physician. General physician makes $120,000 a year, brain surgeon $500,000. Number 6, your pricing affects your brand. Your pricing affects your brand positioning, and your brand positioning determines your price. So if you charge so I'm gonna give you this example. People automatically know that the best is never the what? The cheapest. People automatically know that the best is never the cheapest. And they also know that the cheapest is never the best, right? So why are people out here trying to convince people that they're the best and the cheapest? People don't believe that. So some examples are, if you think about Vera Wang, when Vera Wang first came into the market, they sold expensive wedding dresses, right? And then when they rolled out, you can get it in Target now. It can't stay on the shelves because people are still see it as a premium brand. If you think about Tesla, more people can get access to a Tesla now. However, when they first came out, they were more of a premium brand. Okay. If you think about a Kia is about $30,000 a year. If Kia came out today and it was like, hey, we're going to do a luxury version of the Kia for $350,000, people will be like, are you crazy? All of these is a $350,000 Kia. Think about a Rolls-Royce Wraith. A Rolls-Royce Wraith costs about $350,000 a year. If they say, hey, we want to create a more mass market vehicle for $30,000, they sell it out because people would see it as a $30,000 Rolls-Royce, right? And most likely, they wouldn't even roll it out under the Rolls-Royce name because that cheaper version would taint the brand of the Rolls-Royce by even being affiliated with a $30,000 mass market type of vehicle. Okay. Number 7, most service providers charge because they are in lead scarcity, right? So you have to create an automated client attraction system that puts you in lead abundance, where you got lead overflow, where you got more than enough leads coming into the business every day that you can handle. That way you can be selective about who you work with, and people sell you on why you should let them buy from you instead of you selling them on why they should buy from you. It's a big difference. Okay. Lastly, never lower your prices. Never lower your prices. Only increase them. Even in, I put quote unquote recession, because a lot of people are saying it's a recession, but it's not. I mean, there's actually more money in circulation than there ever has been in the history of the world right now. So never lower your prices, only increase them. Now, I have another gift for you before we get into questions. Put your card away because I have nothing to sell you. Okay. So I want to invite you to a complimentary client attraction system audit, because like I said, we just talked about how you have to be in lead abundance. So if you're not in lead abundance, where you got more than enough leads coming in every single day, that's your business is in danger. And this is not a sales call, right? You literally cannot buy anything on this call. This is a 10 to 15 minute brainstorm session to customize the strategies that I just dove into for your business. So in this fast-paced call, we'll do three things really quickly. Number one, we'll have a look at your niche. We'll look at your offer. We'll look at your price points. We'll work out what's really possible for you in terms of clients, in terms of revenue, and in terms of growth in the next 90 days and then in the next 12 months to come. Secondly, we're going to have a look under the hood of your business. So we'll have a look at the way you market right now. We'll look at the way you sell. We'll look at the way you deliver right now. And we'll see if we can find the number one thing that's been stopping you from the growth that you're after. Usually in most businesses, there's one thing that once we unpack it, your business grows rapidly. Third, we'll start to map out a 3-step action plan to help you get the leads, the clients, and the growth that you're after. So you're going to leave the session really clear, really confident, and really excited about taking things to the next level and implementing what we just dove into. And that's what the call is for. Now, you may be thinking, okay, Marquel, why would you be doing a call like this for free? Well, it's really simple. When we map out game plans like this with potential clients, there's a percentage of people who go, that's amazing. Can you help me to implement it? If that's you, amazing. We love to help. We're really, really good at what we do. And we're actually the best in the world at when it comes to helping coaches and consulting business attract new clients and scale the business by working 50% less. And if we believe that we're the best for you, best fit for you, then that's amazing. If not, no hard feelings. You will still have a great game plan that you can actually go run on your own. But the only way to get your rapid growth plan via your client attraction system audit is to comment CAU. So if you're on Facebook, put CAU in the comment section, and then Wes will reply and get your call scheduled. They're first come, first serve. These are limited calls. These are one-on-one calls. These aren't group calls where we're putting you all in a group. So they're very limited in how many we can do. So they're first come, first serve. So if you're on Facebook, just comment CAU. Just put CAU in the comment section if you're on Facebook. If you're on Instagram, send me a direct message. And in that direct message, I see a couple people put CAU in the comment section on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, send me a direct message, because the reason why is because once I end the stream here on Instagram, I won't be able to see any of these comments. Well, we won't be able to see any of these comments, so we can get your schedule. So if you're on Instagram, send me a direct message and then just put CAU in there. And then we'll reply back and get your call scheduled. Now, to eliminate some of the back and forth, when you put CAU in my private message on Instagram, if you put your name, your phone number, and the best time to call you, best day and time to call you, that'll make it even faster. So that way we can go ahead and get your call scheduled even faster. Okay. So just put CAU if you're on Instagram inside of my DM. If you're on Facebook, just comment CAU in the comment section. So after this call, if we think you're a good match, then we'll book in another time where we map out a deep dive plan to help you go to add an extra $30,000 a month or $6,000 a month to your revenue up to $1 million a year or $1 million a month. Either way, it's a total win-win for you. All you have to do is take the first step. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. Have a phenomenal day, because you absolutely deserve it. Talk to you soon.
What's the difference between you and mega successful coaches and consultants with a dream business? Simple. They're getting more leads than you are. What if there was a way to get 50 to 100 leads every single day like clockwork? Would you want it? Then go to www.getdailyclients.com to access our paid ad playbook that has brought in millions of leads for our clients over the years on complete autopilot.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.